What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to non-standard for this channel. I'm going to be making today basically a first thoughts video on The War Within. Um, Now, gameplay you are seeing here is me playing my alts. Been doing a lot of gathering and a lot of stuff with my alts ever since The War Within launch, on top of getting my character up to 80. And after experiencing the campaign and the general feel of the expansion, I just felt like it would be right to give my first thoughts on just how this expansion is, especially to those that either have taken a break from the game for a long time, didn't return for Dragonflight, which is honestly understandable. You know, that one wasn't too um, hype, I guess is the word I want to use, like as pumping as this one is. Um, but essentially, this video is for those viewers on the channel, and viewers in general and players in general. So basically, one statement that I can say for sure is, out of every expansion that I've played in the last like three expansions, I'm gonna just say the last three expansions I played, the entire focus has always been my main character. It's just been my one dude, get him up to 80, and then gear him up and all that stuff like that. This expansion, I am unironically practically hit 80 between about like three other characters. I have a 74, a 73, and a 71. So like 78, almost 80. Um, and I've never done something like that for an expansion. But so that to me, that alone is a statement saying like, damn, I'm an avid WoW player, and even I'm doing more than what I normally do, just because of how much I love what this expansion feels like, and all the little tidbits and all the little details and such. So putting this together in like a very simplified form, the story is definitely miles better, um, in terms of the villains, in terms of what happens in the story, the stakes, events not taking long to happen. This campaign feels very Warcraft. For those that found Dragonflight lacking of that essence, um, which while the dragon aspects were Warcraft, it didn't really have that, you know, classic feel of like what a Warcraft expansion usually takes us to, whether it be Outland, Northrend, Pandaria, etc. You know what I mean? Um, so that's obviously for the campaign. Um, I'm still finishing the campaign for my 80, like the max campaign. I just hit max yesterday, actually. Um, what else? What else could I be able to say? Oh, professions. Professions definitely vastly improved over what I'm seeing in Dragonflight. If Dragonflight was a stepping stone, this is the next step. You know, like this is a good next step, not a bad one per se. They're definitely much more simplified. It seems like profession knowledge points are easier to acquire. It's definitely a lot more fine tuned. Definitely a lot more fine tuned than what it was first introduced in Dragonflight, but that does make sense. That is the first time that we're seeing the feature introduced and the change introduced. Um, so it makes sense for them to only improve on it over time. Um, I believe at 77 was when I finished the campaign, and I had to actually end up doing world content and side quests for the to continue getting to 80 and to do some of the other unlocks. And that's another point that I can say in terms of my those side quests are very very good, like detailed. Every little tidbit, every little like tech quest text is just filled with details, and you can tell that the team put a lot of time and a lot of love into it. And I'm gonna call out right now. So far, my favorite side quest, and a lot of people are calling this one out. Um, it is the Earthen side quest that is with the caretaker of Morning Rise. That a lot of players out there that have either family members or work in the medical field, they it's like a one for one representation of dementia, because that's what the Earthen, like that's how they die and whatnot. They just kind of like forget themselves and shut down. So to me, that is contending with that side quest from Dragonflight of the Ledge Dragon. Um, Another testament to the expansion is its zones. You know, for an expansion fully set underground minus the one zone, they really did a good job of like balancing the zones in terms of how they feel. You first have your surface zone, which is Isle of Dorn, obviously very open, up in the sky, up on the surface, etc. And then your second zone, the Ringing Deeps, is very much cave. You know, think of like Zaralek Caverns from Dragonflight, if you're familiar with the expansion. Very claustrophobic. Some tall zones, but for the most part, very very tight, like what a cave feels like. Then when you move on to your third zone, Hallowfall, it's complete 180. Like I'm in Hallowfall in the my character right now is in Hallowfall, and you can see it literally feels like I'm outside, but we're in a cave. Obviously, thanks to the giant sun crystal, but it's how they develop the zone. You know what I mean? Another testament, and then of course, let me finish. Ash Kahet, the Nerubian zone, very cave, claustrophobic. You know, the center of where the threat of this expansion is, etc. Storylines for each of the characters. I know that tags along with the campaign, but they're very good. They're very good at developing like each character's struggles and like what they're going through. It makes me happy as a war fan, as a sorry, as a WoW fan, to see certain characters come into certain storylines because it makes sense. Like yesterday, I did a storyline with Stormrooks, and it involved Thrall. And it's like at first I was thinking maybe Thrall's gonna get his own Stormrook, but you think about it, he's a shaman. He knows how to commune with lightning and with the elements and such. So it makes sense that he tags along with Cauldron for because they're Stormrooks, they're griffins essentially. Um, so it's cool to see certain characters shine, and that's just one spotlight. You know, this expansion has had so many good ones. We have Anduin's storyline with his refusal of the light and how he feels he's not worthy for it. That one's personally my favorite one. To see come to fruition whenever it does come. I'm really hoping he does get his light back, but um, and also along those lines, Illyria as well. You know, seeing her struggle after. I'm not gonna say. Well, it's been out now. Everybody's talking about it after the destruction of Dalaran. She was vengeful, and of course after Khadgar's apparent death. Because I'm one of those believers. I saw a video myself. I think he's not dead. I think he honestly got teleported somewhere. So to see her like come to terms with that, it's the storyline is very well written. Like I could see where the roots where it got planted in Dragonflight, like how good and cohesive the storyline is, albeit it wasn't with interesting characters, because it was mainly just the dragon aspects and stuff. You can see it again, same thing as the professions, the next step in this expansion. This is a good next evolution of the game that we are playing, and I'm honestly really excited to see what's more to come. I haven't given any like lore ideas as to where we could go on our next patch. They're gonna have to do something. I'm thinking maybe something with the crystal itself, if it doesn't get resolved during the main campaign. But for right now, I'm honestly have no like lore or like story, like where like theories on where it's gonna go. It's like, but that's how good it is. We only know what the start of each expansion for the next three because of our World Soul Saga announcement is, but we don't know how it's gonna end and lead there. So that's honestly what I'm most excited about. I was really excited when they announced that at BlizzCon last year. Really different direction that they're taking, but I'm a huge fan of it. I'm a huge fan of what they're doing. So with that, guys, I think that's about it. This is just gonna be the first of many like non-gaming videos that you see on the channel. Essentially talking about certain things. I've thought about making even like tier lists or yeah, I would say like tier lists maybe for expansions based on my personal opinion on stuff, like in terms of what was weak and what was strong, etc. That's down in the pipeline, but I just wanted to get this out to you guys there, especially with the War Within launching last week and season 1 launching next week. Just wanted to get my thoughts out there. If you've been catching me on Twitch playing it, you'll see that I'm honestly enjoying myself. I'm spending a lot of time with it, so that's also a good testament to say how involved, like enthralled I am with this. So that's about it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to check out some of my other gaming videos on the channel. I have everything from WoW to other types of games, like Jedi Survivor. I have Halo on the channel, although I'm taking a small hiatus from that one. But just be sure to check out some of my other videos if you're interested in supporting the channel. Thank you, guys. Bye.